Hi, Omega Khaos here again with another online deck profile, and this time I am showing my updated Atlantean deck, which of course got a new support in the form of Neptabyss the Atlantean Prince in the OCG, and it definitely helps the pure Atlantean deck quite a lot. It's played in the OCG as well, but they obviously plays it a lot differently than I do it. It is more of an OTK deck in the OCG, and especially because Tipsy Diva and Dragoons are both. Tipsy Diva is at 3 and Dragoons is at 2, so that helps the deck quite a lot over there. But this is more of a control version. But before I go over this deck, I want to remind you about the upcoming YugiTube Awards I am in. The voting is of course going on, but the voting ends in the 5th of April. So vote for me and my YugiTube friends, Yubal Mastery and Stones87. I definitely want to win the category of best deck profiles, and I do have a chance to win that category if you help me, and also Yubal Mastery help me to get votes in that category. So yeah, so hopefully you will, some of you will do that for me. I will put a link to the video, to the description, in the comment section. You just comment the category and the YugiTuber you want to vote for. You can just copy the Yubal Mastery's comment or the other ones where my name is mentioned. So yeah, so let's go this deck now then. First, 2 Poseidon, the Atlantean Dragon. This deck pretty much focuses around this card. It's pretty good. You mostly summon it off with legendary Atlantean Trident. It bounces all spells and traps on the field to the hand. If you summon it, if it's summoning condition by debuting 3 level 3 or lower water monsters, and then you spell summon it from the hand or graveyard. So it's a pretty good boss monster, level 7. So yeah, most Atlantean players don't run this card, but I do quite like it. Then one Atlantean Dragoons, of course, very powerful. Searches for any serpent if you send it to a graveyard with for a cost for a water monster's effect. So it's really nice, and unfortunately it's at 1 in the 2G, but yeah, it probably should still be at 1, because if the Neptabyss comes out, the deck will be way too broken, I think. At least the OTK version that runs some Mermals. And of course you can also run more Mermals in the deck. Then 2 legendary Atlantean Trident to get on my Poseidon. You just tribute this card and 1 Sea Serpent, and then summon it from the deck or hand. So yeah, it's very nice in combination with Marksman, and you can summon it out with Tipsy Diva, which is unfortunate at 1, otherwise you could summon Poseidon a lot more consistently. Then a triple Atlantean Marksman, of course, very good. It destroys a face-down card which is sent to the graveyard for a mortal monster effect as a cost, of course. So yeah, and when you effect battle match with this card, you plus another Atlantean from the deck, so that's very nice as well. Then 2 Atlantean Heavy Infantry, which destroys a face-up cards if you, of course, send to the graveyard with for a mortal monster effect as a cost. So yeah, and you can also get an extra normal summon for a Sea Serpent type monster, level 4 or lower. But only around 2 of this card, but it can become a little bit too cloggy at times. Then of course the new support card, Neptabyss the Atlantean Prince, which is pretty much such a powerful card in this deck, and very essential for this deck as well. Basically, you send 1 Atlantean monster from your deck to the graveyard as a cost, and except Atlantean Prince itself, and then you add Atlantean card from the deck to the hand. So it's yeah, such a good card already. Like you send Atlantis to the graveyard as cost, of course get its effect off as well then, and then search for any Atlantean card from the deck. So it's basically +1 right there. And if it's sent to graveyard to activate the Water Monster's effect, you can spell summon an Atlantean from the graveyard. So that's very nice. Like for example, Poseidra, the Post Monster. And of course, it's this card is very abused in the OCG. It's an OCG World Premiere, of course. So in the GCG, we're not going to get this card for a while. Probably maybe in next year or even later. So yeah, we'll see. Then of course, one Morning Lashat, Elemental Lord. You summon it if you have exactly 5 voters in the graveyard, and it's basically Telinko 2, so very powerful card. Then Tipsy Diva. Of course, summon any level 3 or lower Sea Serpent from the deck. Very essential card, of course, for this deck. Fortunately, it's at 1. I could see it coming to multiples, definitely. And of course, in the OCG, of course, it's a very essential card for the Atlantean deck, and you can do some insane combos in the OCG with this card. Then one Dragon Ice. It's pretty good, of course, discard Atlanteans for this card, and level 5 water monster. You can make synchro plays with this card and all that. You just, of course, summon it from the graveyard when your person wants a monster, and discard 1 card. So yeah, I think it's pretty nice. Then 2 Abyss Soldier, which allows you to discard 1 water, and then you bounce any card on the field to the hand. So it works pretty well with Atlanteans, I think. And then 2 Genex Undyne and Genex Controller. Of course, Genex Undyne is not really that necessary anymore in the Atlantean or Mermaid decks, but I think it's still pretty good to gain access to an extra tuner, and of course for extra consistency. Then spells, Call of the Atlanteans, just yeah, pretty good card, but only run it at 1 now, because it can become way too cloggy at multiples, and you can easily search it out with the Atlantean Prince. Then 2 Salvage, to cycle your important monsters. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, and finally Raigeki. The traps, a pretty heavy trap lineup, because it's, like I said, it's the control version of Atlanteans, not the OTK version, and it doesn't even include any merman monsters, because like I think I have mentioned before, but I don't really like mermaids at all. So here it goes. Solemn Warning, Night's Emptiness, of course. Now that it's at 1, I see it ran in almost any deck. Then Composition Device, Ring of Destruction, of course, now that it came back from the ban list with a new text, and like I mentioned in my Heroic Beast deck profile, I think it's pretty much a staple now. Bottomless Trap Hole, Traditional Tribute, 2 Mirror Force, now becoming quite a lot better, because the best deck is pretty much affected by it, Necros, and they don't really float as well as like Burning Abyss or Shadows. Then Demon 2 Dimensional Prison, oh yeah, extra banishing and all that, it's pretty good. And 2 Phase Chain, so yeah, most effect negation, of course. Then extra deck, first Synchros, of course your tuners are Tipsy Diva and Genex Controller. Leo to keep us 3, of course Synchros might be Poseidra. Feng, Legend of the Young Sing. It's definitely not too bad in here. I of course sum it up with using Poseidra and Tipsy Diva, and then you can search for a tuner after this is destroyed. Then Bells of the Tiberic Dragons. You sum it up with Genex Controller and Dragon Ice. Then Gungnir, a Dragon of the Ice Bearer, of course really good in Atlantean decks. Black Rose Dragon, Armored Skip Boundaries, and finally the last Synchro Armored Fighter Balmung. Then Exis Monsters, they only rank 7, and Maymal Abyss Khaos, just in case we want to overlay with 2 Poseidras. number 101 starter arc, of course, it's a water monster. You're not going to make rank 4s often at all in this deck, but yeah, just in case you want to overlay with your Abyss Soldier and Dragoons. Then number 70 Elephant Dragon. You do make rank 3s in this deck sometimes, and you can also trigger your water monsters effects like a marksman with this card. And same with Nightmare Shark, number 47. Then finally I have Sand Mains as my last rank 3, and then rank 2s as Sky and Centuria, Kochikun Tetsu, and finally Armored Kappa. It's also a water exist monster, so you can trigger heavy with this effect. So yeah. So this was my updated Atlantean deck profile, the control or the pure variant, however you want to call it. I definitely do like this deck, but this of course is not as good as the OCG variant, unfortunately. But still, I think it's more fun to play than the more regular version. And I don't think the OTK version is that viable in the TCG anyway, because Diva is advanced still and Dragoon's also advanced. So yeah, for this deck to do well in the TCG as well, once Neptabyss is out in the TCG, they would have to be in multiples. So, hope you enjoyed this deck profile. For now, goodbye and Omega Khaos out.